At this time of year, early March as I'm speaking, you can feel the whole of Canberra getting ready for the winter sports season. There are roadside signs encouraging kids to trial for local grassroots teams. The football boots take pride of place in the shop windows, and kids are already out in the afternoons and evenings, having fun in their pre-season training sessions. We love seeing the young people of Canberra getting out and being involved in all the wonderful sporting opportunities that are available in our city. But we also want to see every young person stay safe in their sport. That's why we're exploring the rather unpleasant topic of concussion in today's video. The movie Concussion, starring Will Smith, came to local cinemas in February 2016. The movie tells the story of Dr. Bennett Omalu, a Nigerian-born forensic pathologist who discovered that a number of professional American footballers were suffering from an Alzheimer's-like brain damage that he named CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. He concluded that CTE was caused by repeated traumatic blows to the brain, which is something that occurs regularly in high-impact sports like football. Now, CTE is not the same thing as concussion. It's the repeated minor head trauma so common in sports like football that appears to lead to CTE. On the other hand, more violent impacts tend to lead to the immediate effects that we know as concussion. CTE is a degenerative condition of the brain, and the dementia-like symptoms appear slowly over time. A concussion injury is often diagnosed immediately or shortly after the blow that has caused it. Unfortunately, concussion and CTE are injuries that are not limited to elite level athletes. Recent studies found that CTE has also affected people who have played football and other sports like hockey and boxing in their college and high school years. Dr. Omalu, the doctor who discovered and named CTE, is very concerned about young athletes participating in at-risk sports. He's even recommended that children under the age of 18 should not play these sports. He says, "Our children are minors who have not reached the age of consent. It is our moral duty as a society to protect the most vulnerable of us." The human brain becomes fully developed at about 18 to 25 years old. We should at least wait for our children to grow up, be provided with the information and education on the risk of play, and let them make their own decisions. No adult, not a parent nor a coach, should be allowed to make this potentially life-altering decision for a child. The author of the book on which the screenplay of the movie Concussion was based takes a less controversial stance. Jeannie Marie Laskus has been quoted as saying we should take the head out of the game. She argues that no matter what type of protective headgear is worn, the anatomy and physiology of the skull means that some degree of brain injury will always occur during an impact. She believes that the rules of the game must be changed to ensure that the head and brain are not injured during play. So how can we protect our kids from concussion and CTE? Well, we truly hope that all of our kids, from the youngest players to the under-18s, will be able to keep playing sports they enjoy, including high-risk sports like football and hockey. But we do think that it's important for parents, team managers and coaches to take a strong stance on injury prevention. We believe there needs to be a two-pronged approach. Firstly, we need to adopt and enforce rules that keep the players safe. So if young players are currently at risk of acquiring brain injuries because of the way their game is being played at the moment, then the rules of the game need to be changed to protect them. Bone-crunching impacts on professional sports fields might make our elite players seem like invincible gladiators, but we worry about the glorification of these football and other sporting heroes and how this influences the way our juniors play. We echo Dr. Omalu's concerns about young athletes, that they're unaware of the potential for long-term damage to the developing brain. We don't allow our young people to drink alcohol or to use tobacco products because we know these have a poor long-term effect on their health. Protecting children from head injuries, including the minor ones that can eventually lead to CTE, seems to us to fall into the same category. Are we saying that kids shouldn't play football or hockey? Absolutely not. But we think there is now some very convincing reasons to change the rules of play to minimise the risk of brain damage for all players of every level until they're old enough to understand the risks and make their own decisions. We We also think that any professional player who deliberately hits another in the face or head should be removed from the game for good. The other thing that we need to do is to ensure that every young athlete wears the right protective gear. Now, in some codes, it's mandatory to wear protective gear designed for the sport. We equip our kids with shin pads and leg guards, helmets, face masks, shoulder pads, chest protectors, gloves, the good old cricketing couple box, and, of course, mouth guards. Now, we've written elsewhere on our website about how important it is for a mouthguard to fit well and to be well constructed. The Australian Dental Association agrees and explains that properly fitted mouthguards do so much more than just protecting the teeth. So of course a mouthguard cushions teeth against impact, but they also protect against jaw joint injuries, protect against soft tissue injuries, help prevent neck and jaw injuries, and importantly, may help prevent concussion. So what are the sports in which mouthguards should be worn? The sports most cited as being at risk for receiving traumatic blows to the face and head are hockey and football and boxing, but they are just a few of the 20 sports that the Australian Dental Association thinks we need to be concerned about. They tell us that we should protect all athletes who play in collision sports where unexpected contact often happens. So, here's the full list. Football, boxing, rugby, basketball, hockey, water polo, lacrosse, netball, baseball, softball, squash, soccer, BMX bike riding, horse riding, skateboarding, inline skating, trampolining, cricket, water skiing, and snow ski racing. According to the Australian Dental Association's Mouthguard website, only 36% of children aged 5 to 17 years wears a mouthguard during games, including high-risk games like football or hockey, and that's an alarmingly low figure. As a parent, team manager or coach, it's our responsibility to not only educate our kids about the necessity of using protection like mouthguards, but to make sure that they're wearing them for training as well as for games. So why is it that custom-fitted mouthguards are better than the admittedly much cheaper ones bought over the counter? The Australian Dental Association strongly recommends wearing a custom-fitted mouthguard to ensure maximum protection in at-risk sports. They explain that over-the-counter mouthguards don't provide enough protection against injuries to the teeth, the mouth or the jaw. Mouthguards worn straight from the packet are cumbersome to wear, often uncomfortable, and don't provide much protection at all. In fact, they're often so difficult to wear while running and impossible to wear while talking that kids forget to put them in or quickly whip them out when no one's looking. Boil and bite mouthguards sound like a better option because they're supposed to soften in hot water so that they can be moulded to fit the shape of the mouth and teeth. Unfortunately, the material they're made of doesn't seem to flow very well even when it's heated, so they can't be moulded to fit the mouth properly. They're also really difficult to trim and can leave rough edges that rub on the inside of the mouth, causing abrasions. Custom-fitted mouthguards can't be bought over the counter. They are made to fit each athlete's mouth snugly, precisely and comfortably without irritating the tongues or cheeks. The athlete can easily keep them in place when they run or talk, and so they're much more likely to wear them during games and during training. And of course, custom-fitted mouthguards are only available from your dentist. If you'd like to find out more about correctly fitting sports mouthguards, please contact Corinna Dental Woden on 6282 2605, Corinna Dental Deakin on 6281 4666, or our rooms at Brindabella Business Park near Canberra Airport on 6257 0393. We wish athletes of all ages a safe and happy season of winter sports this year. Bye for now.